Point-and-click adventure games, they've always been awesome. This is Broken Sword Shadow with the Templars. It's the first in a now 4-game series, and is definitely the best. It caught my eye recently because it's been ported to the Wii and DS. So what made it such a classic? Let's take a look.
Hi, my name's George Stobbart.
Hey Guido! Look at this!
Quit fooling around, you moron!
Broken Sword begins in Paris, where an American tourist, George Stobbart, becomes the victim of a cafe bomb blast. Seeking to understand more about the explosion that nearly claimed his life, he begins tracking down the disguised clown responsible. Soon George discovers more than he bargained for, becoming involved in an intricate plot concerning the Knights Templar. It's really fascinating stuff, actually. Not only do you receive an intriguing tale, but you also learn some history while participating. The game is set in 5 different locations around the world, ranging from Ireland to Spain. Each offers information which assists George in understanding the truth behind the enigmatic order. You'll meet many different people throughout the journey who provide George with clues and opinions. The most important of these characters is Nico, a French journalist who genuinely wants to help George out and becomes a love interest. As you visit different areas in countries, you'll notice the artwork is extraordinary. Every zone is evidently a drawn environment and works perfectly to convey the beautiful architecture of Paris and the lush landscape of Spain. There are even some animated objects in scenes such as water and vehicles. It definitely feels immersive.
Is our life together always going to be this crazy?
Yeah. Listen, McGuire. I want you to keep this to yourself.
No problemo! Just chuck us up a crate of lager!
No way! You're not old enough!
Broken Sword is a typical adventure game with items scattered around settings and an inventory to manage them. Basically, you just use something on something once or twice. My favorite puzzle would have to be the one where you make a key using a bar of soap to place a mold. George can also use objects collected as a topic in conversations with others, and frequently it's the only way to advance the story. When you're not trying to tangle hoses with blood pressure gauges, George mingles with people, gaining hints to solve the next puzzle. Every character provides an amazing amount of laughs through their dialogue. I must have laughed out loud about 100 times, and this was my 10th playthrough. It's a very dry sense of humor, and I think Stobbart is the perfect American.
Well, that's what you Irish say, isn't it?
Do you want something? Or are you just flaunting your xenophobia?
As long as you're paying attention, you should be able to tell what has to occur next. One of the largest catches in Broken Sword is that you can die. This was interesting because in LucasArts adventure games it's impossible to be killed. It adds more perspective and keeps you on your toes, saving about every 5 minutes. Typically, George might offer some monologue to suggest a situation is dangerous, and you shouldn't have a problem recognizing when to save. If you do indeed die, then you either load from the most recent game or start from scratch. Sorry guys, no extra lives. Now the sound is extremely impressive for 1996. Imagine all of the dialogue in the original Metal Gear Solid and place it in this game. It played from the CD, so you didn't even have to worry about the massive files at the time. Every person has an accent relevant to their nation, so it's just nice to listen to them. Now and then there are some noticeable recording problems, which are actually entertaining.
Look at this ID pass.
So you're Merlin. Marquet's been asking for you.
What did you say to the painter?
I shan't repeat it, Josh.
Broken Sword was a phenomenal adventure game, which paved the way for other greats like The Last Express, The Curse of Monkey Island, and Grim Fandango. It's interesting, it's funny, and it's stylish. An instant classic.
May I shake you by the hand?
I do not shake the hands of imperialist dogs.
Now that's a real bad attitude problem you've got there.
There's a remake for the game on the Wii and the DS with some new puzzles and artwork, but I think you should stick to the original PC version. It's usually bundled with the second game for only $5.